For official rules and more information about contests on this station, go to KFIAM640.com/rules. KFI AM 640.
iHeart radio station.
24-hour news. More stimulating talk.
We're back. Bill Handel here. Yep. Being gone for just a touch of a few days, like 2 months. But here we are, back to normal, hopefully. Let's continue on. More Handel on the news with Laylee in for Jennifer, Wayne, and me.
Vaccination rate success.
It's the new old lady from Pasadena.
And apparently they figured it out in Pasadena. The vaccination rate looking really good. At least over 80% with at least one shot, which is great. 72% of Pasadena residents 12 and older are fully vaccinated. That compares to 63% in Long Beach and 54% in all of LA County. But to do this, they had a great approach, like going door to door if they had to.
Well, it's you have to give the Biden administration in LA County and the state of California Health Administration a lot of credit. How aggressive they were and are about getting people vaccinated. I don't know of one person who has not been vaccinated. In my vast network of friends and acquaintances, well, I wouldn't say it's exactly vast, but all 3 people who are in my life been vaccinated. I truly don't know of anybody who has not been vaccinated. Not a soul.
The vaccinated are clustered into certain parts of the community. And if you go to other parts of the community where you don't hang out and I don't hang out, you'll find the opposite. Everybody knows everybody that isn't vaccinated yet.
You know, the part that floors me, I can understand those who are political about it and those who are completely nuts about it and those who have doubts about long-term effects and studies, although I have no idea what long-term is to these people. I have not yet heard, okay, what is long-term to you? I don't know, but it's I just know that there are no long-term studies. I don't understand health workers. For the life of me, I do not understand health workers and employees of hospitals. They have to get flu shots before they walk in the door every year.
Well, even healthcare workers come in all sorts of political and ideological stripes. And so, there's something special about the COVID vaccine. There's special scrutiny and special suspicion that has been heaped upon it. So somebody who is 100% cool with a flu vaccine every year, depending on what media they consume, looks at this vaccine very differently. You find them. I mean, there are doctors walking around who say, I'm not cool with the vaccine.
Even the masks they don't wear. And I'm thinking, okay, masks. You're okay with a flu shot every year because otherwise you're not working at that hospital. But for some reason, masks are at a different level. They signify something else. They signify, I don't even know what they signify to these people. Some kind of underlying conspiracy to take away fundamental freedoms. I don't know what's going on with these people.
Well, there was a strain of thought that wearing a mask is worse than not wearing a mask. It's actually more dangerous to be wearing a mask. And again, it comes down to now, see, you're focusing on the fact that they're healthcare workers, which is, you're correct. It seems preposterous that a nurse in a hospital, this is no longer about your job or what you learn through your job. This is about the media that you consume. I guarantee you, I can tell you what media the nurses at that Houston hospital who sued over not wanting to be vaccinated. I guarantee you I can tell you the media that they consume.
And how about the stat? I don't even know what it is. I heard 90% of those who are getting COVID, who are now getting the virus, are unvaccinated.
And 100% of the people being hospitalized with COVID are unvaccinated. Oh, speaking of this whole situation, the Archdiocese of LA County has sent out a letter. Sorry, Catholics who were skipping Mass because of the pandemic. It is time to go back. They are rescinding the permission to skip Mass and the holy days of obligation, these certain days of the year where you have to go to Mass, you have to go to Mass again. And there will be no masks indoors or outdoors for the fully vaccinated. Employees and volunteers will wear masks. Unvaccinated people will have to wear a mask indoors.
Now, of those employees, for example, restaurant employees, where they don't have enough servers, they simply can't fulfill the job openings because people got other jobs. People realized during the course of a year they couldn't survive and wanted to work and couldn't survive without working. When it comes to the Catholics and couldn't go to Mass, how many became Mormon?
I don't think there's any research on that.
Crossover there isn't. But I guarantee, well, let's ask the resident Catholic. John, were there a lot of people who took this dispensation to skip Mass to heart and just stopped going to Mass for a while?
Oh, absolutely. Even we did a couple times. They would give drive-through communion a couple times, and they've done it. They've actually stopped yesterday because yesterday was the cutoff because tomorrow is the big day.
What do they do with the cracker?
With the host?
Yeah. Yes. What do they do with that? I mean, obviously the priest didn't put it in your mouth.
No, they wear like medical gloves and masks, and they just say "Body of Christ" as you're rolling through the drive-through, like you do at Burger King or McDonald's. You just say "Amen" as you would say, "Yes, it's the body of Christ," and you consume the host. Yeah.
Okay.
So they come up to your car and they put it on your tongue.
No, they hand it to you.
They hand it to your hand.
They hand it to your hand. Yes.
Safe Catholicism.
Yeah, we practice safe Catholicism.
Fair enough. Let's take a break. Last break of the hour. This is KFI. Layla, what's going on?
A woman was killed early this morning when she walked into the far right lane of the 210 freeway in Glendora. She was struck by a trailer attached to a semi-tractor. Nearly 30 pools around LA are set to reopen today. Most will be open in the afternoon. A Pekingese dog named Wasabi has won Best in Show at the Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show. 2,500 entered the show, which is considered to be the most prestigious dog show in the U.S. We're checking out some trouble on the 170 next.
Termites, they're still around. Matter of fact, they're always around. Southern California is termite central. They love the weather. The dirt is perfect for them. Your house is made out of wood, which is what they eat. So it's just a question of when you get termites, not if. So let me suggest calling the folks at Pacific Coast Termite for a free home inspection to find out if you have termites, even if you don't know. It's free, and if they do find you have termites, they can hit it right there. And they do it without tenting. They actually can treat the termites, they kill them, while you're still at home. And if you've tented before, you know how miserable that can be. Mention KFI, get 10% off termite treatments, a 2-year guarantee on their work. Remember that this is a free inspection. Call 800-PACIFIC, 800-PACIFIC, PacificCoastTermite.com, 800-PACIFIC.
Pacific Coast Termite kills termites.
The clean, friendly way.
Driveway makes buying a new or used car as easy as ordering lunch. Just go online, buy your dream car, and get it delivered to your driveway. Head to driveway.com now. That's driveway.com.
Sunny skies, highs in the 80s to 100, inland 70s along the coast. This report brought to you by Driveway.com. From the Southern California Toyota Dealers Traffic Center, we make it easy. A problem clearing on the 105.
In Willowbrook on the 105 westbound just before Wilmington Avenue. Looks like everything has cleared out of your way. So left you sitting in some traffic from about the 710. Little bit of a break if you continue, and then some more patchy slowing from the 110 to the 405. KFI in the Sky is sponsored by injury attorney superwomansuperlawyer.com. Jeff Law, conditions on the 605.
You bet, Chad. They're not too bad, really. Coming up from the 210, the 10 to 60. It does get slow around Rose Hills now, going all the way down to the 5 and the 105 area. Now, we're back to kind of a long plane problem. This started early this morning. South 5 at Valley View. That's just a few exits before you get down to the 91. Got a little bit of a change here. What happened is a straight frame truck up on top of the right side K-rail. Now, we had the right lane blocked. I've noticed now they've reopened the right lane, so all lanes are open. It's definitely real slow at crawl coming out from Norwalk. It looks like they've shut down the South 5 Valley View off. Now, as I speak to you, there's a couple of huge green heavy-duty tow trucks that just showed up here, so they're going to start working. Right now, we got all lanes open, but this might change. Again, the only thing blocked right now, South 5 Valley View off. Injured in an accident, visit superwomansuperlawyer.com. Jeff, KFI in the sky.
Clearing a wreck in Boyle Heights on the 5 South at the 60 East connector. Everything on the shoulder, a little bit of slowing there from the 510 Northern split. KFI in the sky helps get you there faster. I'm Robin Banks.
This report is sponsored by Dairy Queen. Hey, DQ fans, the Girl Scout Thin Mints Blizzard is here. The Girl Scout cookies you love meet cool mint and world-famous soft serve, blended together in this chocolatey, minty masterpiece. Grab it today, only at your DQ. Happy tastes good.
Imagine you're at the wheel of a plug-in hybrid. No, imagine yourself in a plug-in hybrid BMW. Imagine that this vehicle features dynamic performance with an all-electric range long enough for local trips. And you'll get there quicker with access to the HOV lane, the BMW 330e, X3, X-Drive 30e, and X5, X-Drive 45e plug-in hybrids. Range, power, and performance that you unplug to unleash.
See a SoCal BMW Center today for exceptional offers or visit SoCalBMW.com.
At Cedars-Sinai, we're right here for Los Angeles. Here for the inpatients, the outpatients, and the new patients too. Here to educate, one question at a time. Here to innovate through research and specialized treatment. Here to help with over 2,000 community volunteers. Here to heal with more than 250 locations in Southern California. It's why we've been here for over 100 years. And it's why we're right here if you need us. Cedars-Sinai, we're right here.
House paint. It's a big bucket of denial. Painting over your home's exterior problems only makes things worse because beneath the new paint, your cracks are expanding, water damage is creeping up the sides of the house, and wood is rotting like bad fruit. Hi, I'm Steve, creator of Deluxe Life Coat. Unlike painters, we restore your home's exterior using our exclusive 12-step process. We water blast, repair every single crack and chip, and fix any wood rot till your house looks brand new. After we're done, you'll never have to paint your home again. That's why Deluxe Life Coat has the best lifetime warranty in the industry. It covers flaking, peeling, and yes, even cracking. What paint can say that? If paint has you in denial, you don't need a therapist. Just dial pound 250 and say the Life Coat. Here's my offer. The first 10 callers today to dial pound 250 and say Life Coat will get 20% off and pay no interest for 2 years. Get in now. Dial pound 250 and say Life Coat.
Certain terms and conditions apply. CSLB number 1052855.
Hey, it's Dean Sharp. If you've decided to sell your house, I know it is tempting to just get it listed as is or even take one of those cash-out deals. But why sell yourself short when making just the right upgrades will maximize its sale value? You mean like flipping our own home, Dean? We don't have the expertise or the cash for that. I know, but my friends at Revive do. Revive knows exactly what to change, what to spend, and where to spend it. They'll manage everything for you and front all the costs. Yes, Revive fronts the cost. They get paid back from escrow, but the profit gained is all yours. How much profit? The average client makes over 200% profit on what Revive invests on their behalf. It's a no-brainer. Reach out to iloverevive.com today and see if your home qualifies. To make the most from the sale of your home, go to iloverevive.com. That's iloverevive.com.
Get it for hugs. Get it for date nights, for live music, home games, and haircuts. Get it for eating at your favorite restaurant, for grandma's birthday, for graduation. Get it for your loved ones and the essential workers. Get it for all of us. When it's available to you, Blue Shield of California encourages you to get the COVID-19 vaccination. Get it for California.
Small business owners know cutting costs without cutting quality is tough. How do you trim expenses without hurting your business? Easy. Get Spectrum Business. Call 888-489-2212. Switch to Spectrum Business and you can get the best internet and phone services for half of what you're paying today. Cutting costs can be easy when you get Spectrum Business. Just call 888-489-2212. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
I go weeks without writing an email to anybody. I don't like typing. Then you're not trapped with a phone call.
You're supposed to say I gotta go, which is fine, but sometimes I can't do that.
No, I gotta go really works. Like you have to pee.
John and Ken.
Right, I make it sound like I have a terrible bowel movement I'm going to release.
Weekdays at 2 on KFI.
And welcome back. Bill Handel here in the Morning Crew. Monday morning, June 14th, as we finish Handel on the news. Layla in for Jennifer this week. Wayne and me.
Tea with the Queen.
And we'll never be royal. It's a one in our blood. That kind of love.
All the Bidens met privately with Queen Elizabeth II for some tea. This is during after the end of his visit with the G7 meeting with world leaders. He stopped by Windsor Castle yesterday afternoon with First Lady Jill Biden, and they had tea. He had on his aviator sunglasses, got the chance to walk and inspect the guard, and then they went indoors. And according to President Biden, the meeting went well. He said she was extremely gracious. This is their third time having an encounter. He met her when he was a young senator in the 80s, and then he had a meeting with her, or briefly met with her when he first got to the UK for the G7 summit.
Did you notice how pleased she was to see him? Yes. You could see the smile on her face, and compare that with Donald Trump when he came to England with his entire family, and none of the royal family showed up.
No, well, there was no love lost there.
No, there was not.
Biden over there is both. He's simultaneously a breath of fresh air and a breath of stale air.
Yes.
Because he's been around forever.
That's true.
And also, just one last thing, Layla, you're downplaying the eyewear-related intrigue of this whole visit. You did point out that he wore his aviator glasses, but then when he inspected the guard of honor, he took off his aviator sunglasses, and we know that because the press made sure that we knew that.
And look how slowly he walked to make sure. Well, she's 95 years old, too. So she's no youngster.
Yeah, and you cannot. How rude would it be to walk ahead? Like,
as a matter of fact, it is a total lack of protocol.
Yeah.
And Biden, you notice that they almost shook hands, and the Queen sort of makes a move, and then the Bidens make a move, and because the Queen is not to be touched, is the general consensus. Although that's loosened up a little bit.
Hey, Israel has another brand new government. Is Israel the craziest democracy on the globe in terms of how often they have snap elections, how often they have to completely reconstitute their government, and they have a new one? Netanyahu is out after 12 years. Naftali Bennett used to be his political ally and turned into a rival and got in there by one vote and was giving a speech, and he was being heckled like crazy, and he had a great comeback. It makes me think he was anticipating the heckles. People are heckling him from the parliament, the Knesset floor, and he goes, your heckles, I'm paraphrasing only slightly, your heckles are as loud now as your failure was when you were in power. So what this will do for all the turmoil over there with the Palestinians, I don't know. Well, he's not. I mean, he's also a hardliner.
More so than Netanyahu.
Yeah.
And the way Israeli politics work, you always have to form a coalition. That's the problem. There are so many parties, and they form out of the ether. The Likud party, which is Netanyahu's party, didn't exist 12, 13 years ago. I mean, you start a new party, and it becomes the lead party. And it still has more seats than anybody else in the Knesset. And this coalition is so weird. It's a combination of ultra-white right-wingers saying that there will never be a Palestinian state, there will never be a two-state solution, and part of it is a Palestinian party.
Yeah, together.
Go figure.
Mass shootings
Oh.
Yeah, I struggle with even how to introduce this because it's just a lot going on. Well, that's an understatement. At least 4 major cities had some mass shootings over the weekend, meaning multiple people injured. In one case, it was over a dozen. So, let's start with what happened in Savannah. People were standing in front of a home in a neighborhood. A 20-year-old man was killed when people rolled up in an SUV or a car and opened fire. 2 adults were hit in the shooting. A baby and 2 teenagers were injured. Then in Austin, downtown Austin, the entertainment district, 1 person killed, 13 wounded in a shooting. And then we go to Chicago, where, they had about 44 people shot across the city over the weekend. But this one case involved people standing outside in a neighborhood on the sidewalk. A woman was killed. 9 adults were recovering from non-life-threatening injuries. This is just... there was one in Cleveland, too.
There were three shootings in Cleveland within 90 minutes.
60 Minutes last night had a story about the weapon of choice among mass shooters, and it's the AR-15.
Right.
And how dangerous that weapon is. And it is, now, most gun violence are handguns, the vast majority, but not among mass shooters. That's that, let's go to the semi-automatic assault weapons, which is the AR-15, which is the M16, the civilian version of the M16, which, for the life of me, I want to point something out. Have you noticed the gun advocates are just not saying anything? I don't hear anybody screaming, you have the right to carry an AR-15, it's a Second Amendment violation if you stop it. They don't have to. Anybody can buy it. What are they going to do? There's nothing they can do or not do because they're available. There are, 19 million of them out there. All they have to do is sit back.
And even here in California, a federal judge in San Diego just ruled that the so-called assault weapon ban is unconstitutional.
Yeah, well,
so even California now has to go up the appellate ladder and everything, and this may get back to the Supreme Court. And you know what? And I know you're not going to like this. If the Supreme Court follows their own precedents, you will not be able to ban, quote, assault weapons.
How far does that go up, by the way?
What do you mean, how far does it go up?
Fully automatic?
No.
What I'm saying is, how far, once that happens, how far up do you go?
I think it stops. See, not everything is a slippery slope. You stop at what is defined in some states and everything as assault weapons, which are basically ordinary semi-automatic rifles that have certain cosmetic attachments to them.
Understood. But what I'm saying is, at some point, you've got some southern states, and what happens when they pass? Fully automatic weapons are allowed.
Because the Supreme Court said is you cannot ban weapons that are in common use by civilians. Machine guns have been regulated forever.
I'm not talking about machine guns.
So you're never going to get to the point where you can make the case that, hey, tons of Americans are going out on the weekend and hunting and plinking with machine guns. You're never going to be.
But let me ask you, is that the basis for their decision, as opposed to the Second Amendment effectively gives you unlimited right to own a weapon?
No, the Heller decision was very clear. Things that are ordinary cannot be banned. Then there's another class of weapons like machine guns, grenade launchers,
with the AR-15
that absolutely can be banned.
Now, 15 years ago, the AR-15 was not commonly used. Or 20 years ago.
No, I respectfully disagree with that.
We're done with the news. That was good. I like it. Coming up, the pandemic restrictions. Well, they vanish. They're gone. Tomorrow, state of California is back to, as if the pandemic didn't happen. We're fully open tomorrow, and I'll cover that when we come back. All right. This is KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Ignorance is bliss. We have zero bliss. Completely blissless.
KFI.
And KOST HD2.
Los Angeles, Orange County.
Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Body found on the freeway. I'm Layla Muhammad, live Live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom, the CHP says a woman has been killed when she walked into the far-right lane of the 210 freeway in Glendora early this morning. She was hit by a trailer attached to a semi-tractor. Glendora police who got to the scene first said it looked like she might have been shot. About 400 firefighters have worked through the night to control a 400-acre brush fire in the San Bernardino National Forest. That fire was first reported about 11 o'clock yesterday morning in the Pinyon Pines area just south of Palm Desert. It has destroyed about 2 homes and caused mandatory evacuations. The 74 is closed in Palm Desert. The fire is 10% contained. Close to 1,500 citations have been issued against businesses in L.A. County because of the COVID-19 help order.
Most of them are restaurants, followed by gyms, churches, salons, strip clubs, and street vendors. The data from the County Health Department's website show the first citation was issued June 29th of 2020 at a restaurant in Playa del Rey, while the most recent, on June 5th of this year, was issued to a restaurant in Downey. Some restaurants, like Tin Horn Flats in Burbank and Cronies in Thousand Oaks, show up in the data multiple times. Health officials have said they tried to work with business owners in citations for a last resort. Some business owners have said they felt bullied and were treated unfairly. Steve Gregory, Kfi News.
LA County health officials say they're getting ready for the lifting of COVID-19 health restrictions in California tomorrow, but as only about half of the LA residents have been vaccinated, they still want people to consider wearing masks, even though they won't be mandatory in many settings. Public Health Director Barbara Ferrer says masks are an excellent way for unvaccinated people to protect themselves against the virus. After wrapping up the G7 summit in England and meeting with the Queen, President Biden is in Brussels today for a NATO summit. ABC's Karen Travers says Biden is once again going to say America is back.
He's here in Brussels to reaffirm the U.S. commitment to the NATO military alliance. Rock solid, as he said last week. He'll reiterate U.S. support for NATO's Article 5, a mutual defense commitment which says an attack on one NATO member is an attack on all in the alliance.
She says that's a message other leaders want to hear after years of tumultuous, contentious summit meetings, they say, with former President Trump. Israel has a new prime minister. Naftali Bennett has replaced longtime leader Benjamin Netanyahu. The new government has been sworn in and Netanyahu is now in opposition. He was prime minister for 12 years, the longest anyone has held that position in Israel. Athletes competing in this year's Summer Olympics will have some pretty strict guidelines to follow.
The Tokyo Olympics have set strict rules in hopes athletes will not spread the coronavirus while at the Games. Reports say athletes and staff will only be allowed to travel between lodgings, training facilities, and events. Anyone who goes on unsanctioned trips to shopping districts or tourist spots or refuses to undergo virus tests may face expulsion from the Games. Failure to wear masks or to practice social distancing will also result in warnings or sanctions. The Olympic Games opening ceremonies are scheduled for July 23rd. Andrew Caravella, KFI News.
A crash on the 210.
It's in Upland on the 210 eastbound just before campus. It looks like we've got a couple of vehicles here. Left lane's going to be expect that start to load up shortly. KFI in the Sky is sponsored by injury attorney SuperwomanSuperLawyer.com. Jeff Baugh, things on the 5.
All right, things are busy out here. Good morning. If you just joined us, you might want to readjust your leave home time because things are getting busy. But southbound the 5 now. This is coming out of East LA interchange just past the 710 before the Triggs off-ramp. CHP stopped all traffic to clear a crash that was in the right lanes. Cars and trucks. Everybody just went off at Triggs. So it happened about 2 minutes ago. So from the East LA interchange. After that, things improved a whole bunch. A little slow approaching the 605. But kind of the long plane problem. Now we're going to go back and check with South 5 at Valley View. That's before the 91, about 2 exits before. Truck on top of the guardrail. They were working on it. The Valley View off was shut down. All lanes of the freeway were open, but that could change when the tow trucks start trying to get this thing off the K-rail. We'll let you know what happens, so go away. Injured in an accident, visit SuperwomanSuperLawyer.com. Jeff Baugh, KFI in the Sky.
There's a wreck in Hawthorne on the 105 westbound at Western. 3-car wreck, right lane and right shoulder. Extra pressure for your drive from the 110. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Robin Banks.
The Dodgers inch closer to reclaiming the top spot in the NL West after yesterday's game against the Texas Rangers. Mookie Betts scored the first run on a Gavin Lux double and then added another all by himself.
He swings and a fly ball to right field. It's deep. Gallo going back to the wall. It's gone. A home run. And the Dodgers take a 2-0 lead for Betts' 7th home run of the year.
And the final score, Dodgers 5, Rangers 3. The boys in blue get the Phillies tonight at 7:10. That's live on AM 570 LA Sports and in HD through the iHeartRadio app. Tony Gonsolin will start. The Angels handed a rout to the Arizona Diamondbacks to score their 10-3. Halos are at the Oakland A's tonight with Dylan Bundy on the mound. A start time of 6:40 p.m. in honor, obviously, of this radio station. I'm Wayne Resnick, KFI Sports.
Great sleep restores you, helps your focus, your mood, your ability to handle stress, and that is what the Sleep Number bed is all about. The Sleep Number 360 Smart Bed, proven quality sleep, is designed to make, well, a difference in your health and wellness by making you sleep better. Gives you great sleep you need, and you can customize and adjust each side of the bed to your ideal firmness, comfort, support. You can do that as often as you want. And that firmness level, that's your sleep number. Mine happens to be 100, because I like a particularly firm mattress. And through June 20th, $500 off on select Sleep Number 360 Smart Beds. And special financing, free premium delivery setup when you add a base. Now that deal ends today. Subject to credit approval, minimal monthly payments required. Go to sleepnumber.com for details. 30 locations in Southern California, including Long Beach, Moreno Valley, Brea, South Bay. That's sleepnumber.com.
Hi, it's Dr. Wendy Walsh. You've probably heard the term quarantine 15, but the actual average American gained 29 pounds. If your weight got out of control, it's time to call West Medical and experience the Da Vinci apps. This ultra-minimally invasive robotic surgical system gives hyper-precision to weight loss surgery and a faster recovery, and it's covered by most PPO insurance. Set up a free same-day phone consult today. Call 1-800-WEST-MED or visit westmedical.com.
I feel incredible because I called 1-800-WEST-MEDICAL.
Results will vary depending on procedure selected and adherence to program.
The KFI Financial Report brought to you by Bay Alarm. The Dow is down 145 points, S&P down 10, NASDAQ up 8, gold is $18.68 an ounce, and oil $71.73 a barrel.
Celebrating 75 years of security that's second to none. Visit bayalarm.com to get protected today.
Southland weather from KFI. Mostly sunny skies, highs in the 80s for the LA Basin and Inland OC, low 90s for the valleys, 100 for the Inland Empire, mid to upper 70s along the coast, upper 90s for the high desert, mid to upper 80s in the mountains. Right now, 62 in Santa Ana, 58 in Dana Point, 66 in West Hollywood, and 70 in Harupa Valley. We lead local, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Layla Muhammad.
Monday morning, June 14th. I am back from my 2-month vacation, most of which was in a hospital bed, I might add. Well, during the course of being gone, and God, I have to tell you, I was watching the news. I'm a news junkie, and so I was Fox, CNN, on all day. There were so many things that I'm watching, and I'm going, I can't wait to talk about this tomorrow morning. Yeah. How frustrating is that? Well, one of the big stories that doesn't go away and seems to grow is the vaccine and the pandemic. And entire states opening up again. It's a state-by-state issue for the most part. Actually, it's a county-by-county issue. Because even within a state that says it's open, you have counties that say, no, we're not. Unless you have laws like Governor DeSantis in Florida, who actually signed a bill saying there will be no shutting down of the state. You cannot mandate masks at all. You got the cruise industry that says, too bad. That's going to be an interesting fight. Lawsuits are going to fly on that one. Because the cruise industry is simply ignoring what the law that Governor DeSantis signed.